Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Devil May Cry 3 on Dante Must Die difficulty. This is Mission 12. It's called Hunter and Hunted. So I took it upon myself to do this chapter today. And what you may notice immediately is that you are in the demon form and your life is dwindling down. I'm not going to talk about the backstory about this because my reasoning for that is, how is my telling you about the backstory going to help you do this fight? You don't really need to know why he's in the demon form. Do I personally know why? Yes, I've watched all the cutscenes. I know the story, but it's not going to help you clear this. But quite honestly, none of this is challenging because, first of all, if you didn't know, when you're in the devil form, you take less damage anyway. So it's like you're playing on very hard mode as far as the damage output. And there's a checkpoint after each fight, as there should be. That would not be the case in Devil May Cry 4. They'd start you back to the beginning of the level, regardless if you'd spent 15 minutes struggling through fights. But anyway, we have a shit boss again, just like we had a shit boss before. And this time his name's Jaron. I remember, or Garon, I don't know what the G sound is particularly, but I remember a game called Dante's Inferno, and there was something called Jaron's Back. And that's a good game, Dante's Inferno. This game, I'm starting to really not like it, and the fact is, it's the bosses that make me utterly despise this game. And I'm sorry I have to burst so many people's bubble. I'm not in a bad mood or anything. It's just that some of these boss fights, it makes this difficulty almost unplayable for somebody like me. Now, I'm sure a lot of my subscribers are much better than I am at this game, and they just want to watch the guide for entertainment. But I'm talking about the person who's struggling trying to beat this game, myself included. Like some of these fights, Jaron, I had to use like 8 items on him. And the thing was, that's like $1 million fight right there. As far as how many items I have to... No, what am I talking about? Like 1 million items? Like 100,000 or more. I use like 3 holy waters. That's 90,000 right there. I don't know. Something about these games makes me abhor them. And it's the boss fights. And I'm saying that fearlessly because I don't know. I don't like this game anymore, and I seek to be able to stop playing it soon. Because I don't know. I've never really felt at odds with boss fights like this, except there is a very bad example of a boss fight in Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 with the Tengu brothers. It's a horrible fight because there's no checkpoint on the fucking fight and you can't practice them. And it's kind of the same way with some of these bosses here, like Jaron. You have to do a very tedious section. Well, first of all, you have to run to him again. You have to run to all the bosses because they can't just put you on the boss like they do in other good games. But you have to run to him, you have to do the cutscene, you have to do everything, and then you have to do a very tedious part on the bridge where you essentially just hide in a corner and shoot him. And the reason I even know about this tactic is because I went on my friend's the Seraphim 17's video and saw what he was doing, because I was just, like, why should I have to hide in a fucking corner? And I know this makes me sound like nothing more than a complainer, but I don't complain about games that I like my Ninja Gaiden 2, my later guides that I've done. I don't complain about those fights. There's nothing that I complain about in those fights because that game is actually great. And this game is great. I'm not saying that this game isn't a masterpiece. It's undoubtedly a masterpiece. It's probably my second favorite Devil May Cry game, the first one being my favorite. And then the fourth one being my third favorite, and then the new one being my least favorite. even though it's pretty good. But anyway, I'm not going to harp on it. I'm telling you my honest opinion, because if I'm not honest and I can't express my feelings, then why just be fake? However, sometimes fakeness is okay, because sometimes if you want more subscribers on your channel, what I've found out kind of by just trial and error is that go on to some of these, if you're a startup channel like mine was, well, still is kind of, I guess, with the numbers, but just go on some of these popular videos and just say positive things. Even like if you're subscribed to IGN, just go on all their videos and, you know, say comments. Don't say anything negative. Say something that doesn't sound like you're trolling or sucking people's dicks off or anything like that. Just say that. Just say something relevant and thought-provoking and genuine. And what happens, like, even I go on Wings of Redemption's channel and El Presador's channel. I personally think Wings is a pretty good guy. I think El Presador is just truly evil. You go on his Twitter feed, he's telling people to get cancer 24/7. Like, what kind of fucking asshole says that shit? And I also wanted to say something else about what that guy does. Like, I don't know if he gets his medicine from street vendors, but I read on his tweets that he was talking to somebody on his Twitter about, like, getting narcotics, and what was he doing? He was getting it from essentially somebody that he works with, and then this idiot, the El Presador, he was taking pictures of. He would have a pile of the drugs on his table, and he would take a picture of it, and what I believe were, you know, street vendor drugs that he got from a street vendor, and just like showing off. Look what I got. Look at all this OxyContin. Look at all this hydromorphone that I got. Look at all this all these other great drugs I have. All this Percocet and stuff like that. And what kind of fucking retard does that? I was even joking with him. I even said, "Hey, buddy, I got a friend in the DA's office," which I actually do. He's not a close friend, but he's a friend. I know him. He works at the DA's office. I said, "Hey, I told my friend in the DA's office that you're getting your drugs, so you better watch out. The FBI's coming up your ass pretty soon." And he blocked me from his channel. All of his nut huggers started to flag all my videos and things like that. So, but the thing is, he's getting these drugs from people that from street vendors. He's, you know, I don't know his whole. Maybe he's getting from the pharmacy, but like, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to get them from a doctor, like I do. I have chronic pain, and I get my medicine there, and it's his kind of circumventing the system that gives people like me who are in actually significant pain, and we're actually going to the doctor to get medicine, and we do it the correct way. He does it the illegal way, and he gives people like me trying to do the right thing a bad reflection. And it's these doctors that have bad impressions of people who do that, based on people like him who just circumvent the law and then flaunt it on Twitter. So I'm sorry to be so harsh, but like, when I saw that, I thought it was just totally ridiculous, and not to mention just utterly fucking stupid. God, it just makes me really mad when I saw that. It's just when something personal, like I don't know. He's wishing people's mothers cancer on Mother's Day. And I know his channel is a trolling channel, but that crosses a fucking line. It's not acceptable. I just hope that guy gets his due justice someday. But what I do is I even go on his channel and Wings' channel, and because on a daily basis, this guy goes on Wings of Redemption's channel and talks shit about him, calls him a fat ass, calls him every name in the book, calls him worthless, tells him to get a real job. And the reason is, he hates Wings of Redemption because Wings is fat. That is not a reason to fucking hate somebody. I'm overweight too. I'm about 20 pounds overweight. I need to be at about 190 for what my height is. So you can obviously do the math there, but to hate somebody because they're overweight is also evil. And I also think he's jealous because of, you know, you wouldn't really do that unless you were jealous of the person's success. So I really don't know. All I know is that the things I see on the El Presador, like his conduct, is just really unacceptable for somebody who's 45 years old. My dad's 52, and he doesn't go on Twitter and Twitter or whatever and post pictures of narcotics that he obtained from people. You know, if you're gonna do that, just do it, but don't put the pictures on the internet and flaunt it. Because the ironic thing, he's mad at Wings of Redemption for flaunting the fact that he was making big bank back in the day. But anyway, I'm sorry I went on so many tangents. I just had to say that because I was at Tahoe and I saw him doing that on my Twitter, and I had taken way too many drinks, and I just saw that, and I got pissed off. So I was actually having fun. I was doing it with my brother. We were playing board games or something, and then I showed him that, and we just thought that was so fucking stupid. But anyway, I hope I haven't, crossed any lines about, maybe just talking bad about people or what I don't like to do is spread rumors. But what I inferred from what he was talking about was that he was not obtaining those drugs legally. So I just think that is unacceptable. But anyway, as you can see here, I'm just switch canceling, and I feel bad for even mentioning that whole tangent, but sometimes I just have to get things off my chest. And if you don't agree with me, it's okay. I mean, we could still be friends and have a subscriber relationship. And I'm not going to deign to talk about this fight because I think it's so horrible. But what I wanted to mention was in video 7, I was referring to somebody named Stealth759 who was telling me that it was only a matter of time, quote unquote, before you deleted your guide, and then I was going to tell that guy to fuck off. And what I actually did was I thought better of it, and I said, you know what, I'm sorry. It happens from time to time, and we reached an amicable decision about, we weren't going to diss each other. And where was I going with that? Somebody commented on one of my Sigma 2 videos, and I was scrolling through the comments to read it because on my Google Plus app on my iPhone, which I hate the iPhone. I hope to get an Android pretty soon, or a Samsung, a Note, whatever those call the Notes. But I don't know. I saw his comment from a year ago. The guy that was just talking to me the other day. So it was not in my best interest to have said fuck you to that guy, when in fact he's been a long-standing subscriber for a year now, because he was commenting on my Sigma 2 video a year ago. I just happened to see his comment and I saw the two names, and there we go. But what I was talking about is going to different, if you want subscribers, because these nut huggers on like Prez's channel and Wings' channel, even though I have respect for Wings and not for Presador, you say like positive things, and these nut huggers will they will go to your channel and subscribe just based on the fact that you are saying positive things about the Prez. You're calling him a beast, you're sucking his cock off, and they will just go to your channel because they have the utmost respect for Prez, and whoever says nice things about them, they will subscribe to you. Whoever says mean things about him, they'll flag all your videos, which just means that they'll just thumbs them down or whatever. But this boss can just go to hell. And I'm sorry if I'm a little if I sound a little inebriated or lubricated. I haven't touched any. I don't drink, but I just haven't slept too much. I've had a lot of issues sleeping and worrying about money and stuff like that, and trying to deal with the loss of my dog as well. And then I'm just trying to stay positive and just avoid negativity. So I'm thinking about just staying away from a lot of negativity on YouTube, like the El Prestador, because I don't know. It's just not right to wish people cancer, even if it's a joke. It's not a fucking joke. But what this guy does, though, is you can't stay very long when you're hitting him in the face. Otherwise, he'll use his Quicksilver and slow time down. I've seen my friend, the Seraphim 17, loop this boss somewhat, but I can never get it to work because he uses the Quicksilver on me. So I play the way I want to play. If that means I have to use several items to do so, I will. I will adapt to a game, but up to a certain point. But this is the main way that you're going to be encountering this guy. And there's just so many... I don't know. I don't like this game based off certain of its bosses. But anyway, so basically, you just want to do the. I like the Trickster. You just want to avoid his rockets, and then when he comes to a halt, you stinger over to him. You do the helm splitter on his head. He'll fall down, and you keep hitting him. Preferably, you have your double trigger saved up, and then you release. Don't release it until he falls, because then you will deal the most damage. So I dropped a couple of holy waters, and I also believe that if you are caught in the Quicksilver and drop a holy water, it cancels out the former. So he's also got those two. Well, let me see if he does it again. I mean, I've ridden on the carriage many a time on lower difficulties, and I've had fun like trying to jump on the horse, but it's too dangerous this time around. It's okay to do it on very hard. On very hard, I've had a blast on this fight. But not on this difficulty. They strip all the fun away from it, is what it's all about. When you lay things bare. So there's the holy water I dropped. And I'm sorry I went on so many topics, but once we actually get to a good chapter, but I think we're facing Virgil 3 again, so I'm not gonna, Virgil 2, so definitely not going to have anything good to say about that boss fight, unless something comes to pass. Maybe I could find out something good. So I'm just trying to stay positive, you know. But anyway, that's just me. I'm an individual. Please just accept who I am.